County Improvement Authority, Monday, December 17, 2012 is 5 p.m. and we're in the offices in the Finlaw building. Please stand and salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. It's the season for speed.
Okay. Recording in there.
Order, pledge of allegiance, open public meetings. Statement, notice of this meeting has been provided to the public in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act by publication in the South Jersey Times, formerly the Sunbeam, and the Elmer Times newspaper circulated in Salem County. By posting said notice in the Salem County Clerk's Office, copies of the board minutes and the video of this meeting are posted with SCIANJ.com. A roll call, please.
Michael Burke. Ron Howard.
Right.
Don Ober.
Here.
Lou Schneider.
Here.
Pete Rose.
Here.
Mike Burke just said he's on his way, just emailed, he's tied up there. Okay, we have the minutes of the regular meeting of December 3rd and the executive session of December 3rd. Is there any objection to take them together? Hear no objection, I'll entertain a motion to approve these.
Second.
Move second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, Solid Waste Division Manager's Report.
Good evening, everyone. My voice is back. I know you're all happy about that. I have nothing substantially that I need to point out in the actual written report. However, I would like to point out something that I didn't add in there because I had to turn it in so early. Tomorrow at 10:30, Janice Pottinger and Mark Searfrost from the EP will be down to look at the new cell. This is all part of the certification. This is something we've been waiting for a long time. So they'll be down tomorrow, which is good news. When you look at your charts, I just want you to see that drastic incline in revenue as of September, November, and the total landfill tonnage went up dramatically. Anyone have any questions about my statistical report, the charts, or the written report?
I guess my question would be, this leachate is still up even though the raincoat is on?
The leachate is up slightly. Hold on 1 second.
It was following the storm.
Yeah, we did have a storm, remember? That would be Hurricane Sandy.
I got a regular raincoat there too.
But no, we noticed that there was a significant amount that it was like in the leachate tank, and then we didn't have this long, prolonged flow coming in. So we noticed a big difference in the amount that was in the tank. So it has made a difference.
What do you, why the reason for the increased tonnage to?
And out of county,
No, why do we have a?
out of county influence coming in.
From the, my point is from the hurricane, that's my point.
No.
Not from that.
We didn't really see a significant increase because of that.
Okay.
No.
These are
No.
the contracts.
It's just all of the marketing and the
Oh,
contracts.
yeah, I understand that, yeah, but I wondered if there
No,
was.
not storm debris. Very little of that we really saw.
Yeah,
And mostly through the convenience center on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and like rider trucks. We had the shredding event that Saturday. I noticed two big, huge box rider trucks up there. So I called up to Ray and I said, what's in those rider trucks? It was guys that brought in wet insulation from Ocean City,
oh, really?
from the condos.
So yeah, about $160,000 increase in revenue from those few things you're talking about? From the convenience center, and you said you had some outside vendors?
Not the convenience center, outside Salem County entities.
Okay, that was the
That would
first
be
thing you
the
said,
marketing,
yes.
yeah, that would be the marketing that we've done to bring in some other new customers.
Yeah, we have the Solvay, that's one big item
Yeah,
right
the
there.
Solvay's one. Yeah, we have some other out-of-county entities that are coming in. The revenue from the convenience center compared to last year is actually down slightly. But because we have these other entities coming in, see how much it's increased? Yeah.
So is it one or two vendors that are giving us that, or?
That would be 5 or 6. Mm-hmm, yeah. Any other questions? Thank you.
We're gonna monitor that leachate now to see if we can get a long-term.
Yep.
I'll ask the engineer, how are we gonna, we talked about this over the last year, there's really no way to really monitor it, except that we say there's less this year than last year, depending on the rainfall, right? Then we
Yeah, it's
know the
hard to-
rainfall. We'll know what the rainfall was for the year cumulatively.
Right.
We'll know what the gallonage hauled was cumulatively. If the rainfall went up and the gallonage hauled went down, we'd say, wow, we did something.
I think what you'll see more likely is a change in how quickly leachate would get to the tank and have to be. You'll probably see it drawn out more. You won't see this big rush as you did, or it'll be reduced. Remember, you only got 7 acres of rain cover on a 30-acre landfill.
Right.
While most of your landfill has the clay intermediate cover,
Right.
which serves the same purpose. You'll see it, definitely see a decrease, but it's all related to how much rain we get.
Well, that's what I mean.
We get
So-
too many storms and you're gonna have a lot of leachate, there's no way to stop
I
it.
understand, but from now on, we can, from the 0 day that we installed the raincoat, we can keep that record. We can say, from that day forward, we had X amount of inches of rain.
Right,
And from that day forward, we had X amount of leachate haulage, and it went down.
I think-
yeah, but
These are
it still all depends on how,
Surge,
when
I
you get the
understand.
rain. If you have 40 inches of rain over the year, but you got it in 4 10-inch rainfalls, you're gonna see a lot more leachate than if you got 10 4-inch rainfalls throughout the year.
I think we'll notice it with the snow too. A big difference with the snow, because now that snow's gonna
Yeah.
melt and go right down that rain tarp and not in the landfill.
True.
Yeah, if we
All
have
right, well,
heavy
that's,
rain or heavy
that's our-
snowfall.
that's our job now, see what, okay, where are we at there? Where am I?
Mr. Director, if I could ask a
Okay,
question.
resolution authorizing transfer of funds.
Engineer.
Mr. Ober, if I could ask a question of
Yeah,
Linda.
I'm sorry.
Linda, what is this, what's the gas bubble incident? Is that something where they're charging something that
When we
builds up
put
on
the
it?
tarp on, we created, gas at the same time that Hurricane Sandy came. Because of the creation of the gas, it raised the rain tarp and it moved the sandbags over, so we had 2 gas bubbles.
Oh, okay.
Those sandbags have now been realigned, and we've had 2, I wanna say shunts, but that's really not the right word.
Essentially the same thing. 2 vents installed so that they can draw gas off the top from right underneath the cover if need be.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah, really, we would've lost that gas before, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, it would've been all gone, and we're creating a
So,
good portion in that area.
So that's a good thing.
yeah,
That gas would've went,
yeah, for 2 reasons. One, you collect and burn it, and 2,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
potentially causing odor problems for you, so.
that's my point. That's my point. Okay, anybody else have any questions of the, hearing no objections, I'll order the report accepted and filed. Hearing none, so ordered. Okay, now let me get back where I'm at. Engineers report. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the board has our report from December 12th, and unless there's any questions, I don't have anything else to add.
Any questions of the engineer? Hearing none, without objection, I'll order the engineer report accepted and filed. Hearing no objection, so ordered. Okay, next item, authorizing transfer of funds. And hopefully this will be the last transfer for the year.
We are planning on it, yes.
Yeah.
We have a total transfer of $65,000, $65,100, I'm sorry. $65,000 from leachate hauling to employee and payroll services and back into salary and wage, and $100 from training and education back to post-closure reserves. This is to reconcile the end of the year budgeting.
This is 138, is that correct? Resolution 138. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, moving to second, any questions? Hearing no questions, moving to second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, resolution number 139. To pay bills. The amount of, okay, the bills are a total of $1,966,130.88 through checking, normal checks, and $24,259.15 through electronic payments. Entertain a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
Move, your second?
Second.
Move and second, any question on the motion? The one big bill there is,
$1,667,000 to the county.
That's the
Okay.
transfer over to the county of Salem that will come back to pay the deficit for the nursing home in 2011.
right, so the net result of this is we are now, have spent all the money that we received for the sale of the nursing home. That's done. The money that we're spending now on the nursing home is coming out of revenue from the gate at the landfill. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Just, this is the high point. So anything we spend hereafter is coming out of the gate at the landfill. So the public is paying that. And that should come to close to $1 million, right?
872,000.
Foreseeable future, we'll see that in our budget. So the cost that we have yet to pay is just under $1 million. And because when we sold it, our goal was to get that sum to cover it all, but in the meantime, we gave the county $1 million, so that's the $1 million we don't have now, pay the bills. That's not the result. Okay, so we moved and seconded.
What's left of the county, what's left of the nursing home to pay? I see we don't have regular bills, but talking about retirement,
Yeah,
health
retirement.
insurance?
The health benefits, the
Final pension payment.
pension, we got 1 year, because they were 2 years behind. That's 200 and some thousand there, isn't it?
Mhm.
200 and some thousand there,
And your final audit adjustment.
The final audit.
Medicaid.
because, we're hoping to get that down. Now, if that audit's less, then that would be a little bit
Now,
less.
at the same time, there should be some revenues coming, that the nursing home was holding some funds, I guess we're in litigation for that.
We received all those funds.
Oh, you were gonna,
From Golden, we
yeah,
received all those.
Yeah, we got all that. Well, we're down to a few thousand, right, arguing about now?
Yeah, that's from private patients.
so I guess my question would be, beyond the sale of the nursing home, how much does that amount to, the revenue that we received from that?
I'll go over the numbers with you.
Oh, yeah, it was a ton of money, but the bottom line is, that's all spent, because that was in operations, that was money anticipated in operations. There was no found money, there was money,
We didn't sell the thing and then subsequently enter these bills and get paid subsequently after the sale, right?
no, we entered the bills before the sale. As of May 30th or 31st, whatever it is, we put our last bill into Medicare, okay?
But the money we received for the sale of the nursing home is one number,
Right,
and anything after that was additional money that came to us.
yeah, but it was for money that was billed before May 31st.
I understand it was billed before May 31st.
So we got it in June, into July, and even a little later, And well, and some, they didn't give it to us, remember, they were holding it?
Yes, he had to go fight for it, huh?
Right, which we got it, and then we're even there. But the net result is, it's more than we sold it for. All the revenue, every nickel that we come in and get goes through that account. Every nickel went out, went through that account. And it's empty, or after today, it'll be empty, right?
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then it'll come back.
yeah, some will come back, but the bottom line is, we're out of money in that account. So any money spent hereafter is,
Okay,
yeah. Did you vote on that?
not yet.
Moved and seconded. Questions? We're done with the questions. Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay. Next. Economic Development Division Manager's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You'll have my written report, and there's just a couple quick updates. We have a meeting tomorrow with the SCIA International representative, and revisit the port and a couple projects that he's looking to do there. This is the fellow out of Brazil. The other one is the Energy Partners. We have a meeting scheduled for Wednesday with Petrosolar and the Cogen project. Cooperative business, we did hold a meeting with the CBAC. They came down last week, and we had about 4 or 5 prospects here. Since then, Debbie and I have revisited with one of them, and we're setting up an additional meeting for a viable project. So it looks like one will really go through with 2 of the people. So, American Water, we're just still waiting. I emailed again today on the water tower pre-inspection. They have not received that as of yet. So that's where we are with that. Any other questions?
Any questions, Director? Hearing none, without objection, I'll order the report received and filed. No objections, so ordered. Now, what's our next item? Resolution authorizing transfer of funds. That's a total of $2,700 in and $2,700 out. You see the resolution be 40, right?
Yes.
40. Entertain a motion, make transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Move second. Any question on the motion? Hearing none. Move second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so ordered. Next is a resolution authorizing payment of bills totaling $14,844.56. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Move.
Second.
Move second. All those, any question? Move second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That's that one. Nursing Home Division, authorizing transfer of funds. It's about the end of this one now, right? Except for unforeseen bills, this should be the end of the bills, right?
For this year.
This
We've
really is-
got the final retiree health care,
Right,
which
I
is for
understand that, but I
December.
mean, it's for vendors, I mean, all the rest of it are
We
statutory.
reached out for all the vendors, this is it.
Yeah, some odd, something like that. Okay. Entertain a motion to make the transfers.
So moved.
Move. Move second.
Second.
Move second. Any questions? Move second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we shall resolution to pay the bills, which amount to $1,410. Entertain a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Move.
Second.
Move second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I skipped over the questions.
I guess my question, can we go back to that real quick? Professional
Yeah.
fees, we transferred some money, professional fees to the nursing home. What's that? Who's
Oh, that's
professional fees?
Lancaster Group, there are people fighting the audit and doing the collections. And the collections are, oh, still, I mean, we could get a couple of pennies here and there.
There's still some private
Nursing, or
funds that are,
insurance company,
yeah.
private people. We got one big private one, don't we?
So are we now spending more than we're collecting, and is that?
Well,
Yeah.
No,
that's-
not in this case, this was a large bill with that reasonable one.
Yeah, this is maybe the audit. I don't think these people have anything to do with collection anymore.
We're doing the private, no.
Yeah, right, we do that. They've certified what they are, we got them, the proof's there. Now it's the audit. Yeah, because really some of this audit will go to the county and some go to us. Okay, okay, executive committee meeting, okay. What we spent our time this 2 weeks on is the budget. You're gonna get the budget presented to you today. That budget is not a final budget, it's a budget that we introduce. We plan on hopefully adopting it in the meeting in January. When you see it, which you got it, right? Or you sent it out, or is it here? I guess it's
It
here.
got sent home and it's here.
Yeah, okay. It's nowhere near, I would say it's probably $500,000 off. But we wanna get it into the board's hands so they can beat it up, there's some beating it up twice. And then when we come back January, you know, get it down to a working, you know, real budget. This is the budget that the division heads wish list. Okay, we also need to know we don't know our revenue figures from this year and our final expenses, because it's not done until December 31st. So at least we're down to, we forecasted, but, and there was a tick up in sales revenue. Who knows? So what's your pleasure? What we thought maybe do is have a work day and have each board member come in, if they choose to, for an hour, 2 hour, whatever you want, session to go over the budget. So there's never no more than 2 members here at any one given time. So when they have a meeting, beat up the budget, and have a meeting in January, 18th is it? 28th, to adopt the budget. There should be no reason by then we can't do it, because we'll have our 100% final costs and 100% final revenues. Because right now those numbers are, you know, soft numbers, especially revenue. Costs are fairly close, I would think, you know, because we had it into the first week of December, the cost. So does that sound like a plan?
I think then we go over it all together once before.
Well, yeah, we will in January 28th.
To speed up the process, instead of just getting the budgets when we're all meeting and add this, take
I'm
this
talking about
out.
a special meeting to go over the budget.
Have a special meeting?
No, we could, yeah, that's up to you. I think we're in better shape than we were before, let's face it. Before, where we were. We know now. Okay, all these transfers we've done all through the year, it should never happen again. I mean, not say there won't be a transfer here and there. But those numbers, what's spent is right out of the right line item. That's why we kept moving it around. It's not required by law, you know, but we did it. So that we know 100% in every, you know, every category. So it's up to you. If you want to have a work session, we could do that, or do it the other way and have the work session. Technically, the work session would be on January 28th. Because don't forget, we have no, I mean, the big problem before was the nursing home, there's no nursing home. So, and economic development, you can do that in 10 minutes. The only real one you have to get into would be the solid waste, yeah.
Ron, if you recommend it, you've been here longer than me, I would follow your lead.
We can't start that process till after the first year.
Right.
That way we, see the idea before, we didn't get into March and April.
Right.
Yeah, and, you know,
It's a mess.
it was a mess, the nursing home was unclear, a lot of other stuff. Now, the numbers are very good. It's up to you. My thought was to have those work sessions 2 by 2, and then have the real final work session January 28th, or whatever that date is, the work session. By then, it should be down to, you know, 3 or 4 items. Some of it, you know, there's no contract, yeah. Now, last year would, this year would. So it's up to you. What's your pleasure? You want to have the work session?
I'd rather have one.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. We'll have to, I guess, how do we do that? Get it, finalize our entries, right? I think it was 7, 8, 10 days in
I'll
January.
check tomorrow morning and see what the earliest date is we can have the final entries.
It will be sometime after the 10th.
Yeah, we need those first bank account statements to come in and reconcile
That's my
for
point.
December.
That's my point.
We'll get a date set, we've got, 48 hours notice. What I'll do is I'll throw something out for that second week of January, third week of January. Lou, you're looking like, uh-oh, you're gonna be away or something.
We'll see, I don't know the dates yet.
Well, you know, if you can't make that, you can come in another time. As I say, you'll see. I mean, I went through it the other day, and, you know, there's 5 or 6 items that are, other than just, fill in the blank, I mean, the fuel is the fuel, leachate's the leachate. We'll probably over budget for leachate, because we don't know what it's gonna be, so we'll take a final guess. The big question is payroll. That's probably the only one that hasn't much to argue about. Should we buy one piece of equipment or put it off a year? That's a question.
We've got a utility, like the electric, because we've never run the leachate pumps, so we're kind of taking a little bit of a shot in the dark there as to how much, power they're gonna use and how often they're gonna run. There's a little bit of a nuance relative to that new cell in operation, and whether we operate, both faces at the same time, so there's 4 pieces of equipment running, unlike there is today. So there's a few line items that are,
Yeah, but they're not $50,000, $100,000 questions. They're $2,000 and $3,000 questions. They're not. The only $100,000 question is, do we buy a piece of equipment this year or wait till next year? It's how many hours is it worth waiting, or are we gonna spend more on repairs? That's question one.
John, you keep going, we'll have the meeting right now.
Okay, let's go. So that's what we'll do. We'll wait for Debbie to come up with a date sometime after the 10th, 12th, somewhere down there. Okay. Okay, Personnel Committee. Ron Howard, what's up, Ron?
We have nothing new since our last week.
Okay.
Scheduled meeting in January.
We'll work to try to fill these 2 positions, right? Hopefully we'll have some more, you got the authorization for the one on a temporary basis.
Right.
And you moving on that?
yes, we interviewed 2.
Okay. Economic Development Committee, could you give a?
I can. There was a Economic Development Committee December 12th, and they did review the microloan prospects that have come in and met with CBAC. And as Jim reported, there's some very good entities going on there. We've got some plans for the coming year in terms of updating the strategic plan for the county, because this was the end of the 5-year original strategic plan. And we're also working on that feasibility study relative to business park expansions.
Okay, on both reports, so no objection, I'll ask that the reports be filed. Hearing no objections, all the reports we received and filed. Okay, that's both for personnel and well. Solid Waste Committee, Pete?
Yeah, I had the pleasure on December 12th of meeting some of the haulers, and it was a real pleasure. It's the first time I got to meet them, and just hard-working, honest people that, that are, concerned for doing business in the county and protecting the county and wanting to work with us, and that was a pleasure. And then we have our flow control meeting scheduled in February, and all the other stuff we talked about right now.
Flow control now, where are we with that?
The SWAC, Solid Waste Advisory Committee, will be appointed in January, is that by the Freeholder Board, upon recommendation of municipalities. And we have decided that we will need 2 meetings. One is to orient them on their role under the Solid Waste Advisory Committee and give them a tutorial about flow control. And then the second meeting to actually engage them in, what their recommendation would be. And so we see that happening in February and March, and then going on to the freeholders from there.
Okay.
Kevin's working with us.
Any questions? If no questions, I'll, without objection, order the report received and filed. Hearing no objections, so ordered. Okay. Innovation Technology, Lou?
Well, the only thing I know is the meeting that we had scheduled, we had to postpone because we put out some bids apparently for some IT work, and I think one person, you said came back, one?
One responded, but they came in late, 30 minutes after the bid date.
So we have nothing right now.
You can't wait any formality? Probably not.
No. Not
So
in-
I think you're gonna
Yes, we're gonna rebid it.
Yeah, so
because
we'll have
gotta
that
give 'em a
meeting
chance.
after we have something to look at.
Yeah, as a note, I had some truck tires I had laying around my place for 6 months. I told myself, just take that damn thing down there. And, well, how much is it? I just give them $100. Get down there, and this is a pain in the neck. But I would gladly pay it with a credit card and pay the 5%, whatever it is. Because it's something you don't do, and it's like, I just couldn't come on.
We met with the Salem County IT people, and they had
Heard their
a proposal, we're looking elsewhere. It's really what's going on.
Okay, any questions? Hearing no questions, I'll, without objection, find file the report, receive it and file it. Hearing no objections, or file, receive and file. Executive Director, Executive Director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My report's behind tab number 6, and you did receive that in advance of the meeting. Just a couple things to point out on the solid waste division. We did receive our letter from Atlantic City Electric regarding the Quinton substation upgrades that they're proceeding with. That now allows us to move in, and we are in the process of scheduling a meeting with the DEP to discuss that project. DCO is still evaluating operating alternatives for that generator as well. The Salem City leachate study, we had a productive meeting with city officials, and then we also met with our current leachate hauler right now. And we are ready to proceed once we have a date from the city of Salem to accept our first load out there. Relative to the budget, as Chairman Ober indicated, I just wanted to point out that we have made certain assumptions with those budgets before you in your resolutions. It does contemplate a 2% increase in some, but not all, solid waste revenue line items for tipping fees. It also, as it is cast currently, has a solid waste division at a budget that is about $200,000 less than where we were last year, which is remarkable considering Melinda and her division has done a yeoman's job in not just controlling costs, but also increasing revenues. The Economic Development Division budget is down by $25,000 from last year, and nursing home obviously is down by over $1 million. We'd like to see that at 0, but we're not quite at 0 yet for next year. We do have the request from Stand Up for Salem and the City of Salem to continue the support agreement, so we do need to discuss that.
That probably should be discussed in closed
Closed
session, I
session.
think we go to contract negotiations.
Yes, and you have a resolution in your packet also setting the date of the annual reorganization meeting for February 18th, which is the 3rd Monday of the month, not the last. Any questions?
A question about that sale. They're gonna take some of our leachate, they're gonna see if they can pass the muster, basically. And if they do, we'll be hauling it there as opposed to where we were, is that right? And our saving will be in the hauling?
There would be a savings in the hauling, okay? We have not negotiated a final treatment cost, okay? The treatment cost that we are doing during the demonstration project is a cost-neutral process. So we are paying Delcora a penny a gallon, and that's what Salem City will be paid for that same treatment. It also is only a demonstration project, and it will not be, under any circumstance, 100% offset for Delcora, because even under the best scenario, Salem City could not take 100% of our leachate in terms of volume. The permit is written for 20,000 gallons per day maximum.
So even, you're saying, okay, I think I understood what you're saying. On the best case scenario, if that thing works with Salem, they couldn't take all our leachate, we'd still continue to go to the other place.
We would need to take some that would go above 20,000 gallons per day to another site,
Do
yes.
we oftentimes go over 20,000 gallons?
Look at your chart, yes.
Okay.
During rain events, when their plant will be full of rainwater and we're producing a lot of leachate, that's kind of a quid pro quo, we would be able to haul there. And then we're still watching to determine what's gonna happen with summer and how much leachate will be produced there. During heavy rainfall periods, I would say we will be looking for other sites. Obviously, during the summer this year, when we had a pretty dry season, they could probably handle everything we had.
I think it's great. Great idea.
And it also depends on not just so much the volume, we're watching a lot of the chemistry through that plant. That's the real crux of all this. We've had the chemical engineers study it, it's been done with other wastewater treatment plants, but we need to see how our leachate reacts with their treatment processes and what it does to
Well,
their
really,
processes.
state-of-the-art piece out there, and they're bragging about it, so let's see if it can do anything.
The other thing you have to be careful of is they have the event out there, they might have to close us down too. Break down, so we always have to have that
Plan B.
plan be enforced. And with an outfit like Delcora, if you say, look, we're only gonna come over every 3 months for 10 truckloads, they might say, we don't want you. Then they, we'll see how that goes. They might wanna study flow, we might wanna study flow, albeit much less. We're putting your eggs all in one basket, which we shouldn't have been doing that over the past year. A lot of Delcora is a big operation over there, where use the euphemism, not much.
Okay.
Okay, also, okay, the FinLaw, okay, we'll go into those sessions. Okay, that's, any other questions? Hearing none, without objection, I'll order the report accepted and filed. Hearing no objections, so ordered. Okay. Consultant report.
All right. Seems like I was just here a couple weeks ago. In terms of solid waste, we had conference calls regarding marketing outside the county and also dealing with other operators, competitors of ours. Still seeing that issue of the waste from the shore. It's either being handled by those local counties or, I believe, going right across the state into Pennsylvania.
Yeah, 26 bucks a ton in Philadelphia.
I was saying earlier, I saw one of the trucks broke down today on Route 70, obviously heading from the shore, had a FEMA magnetic sticker on the side of it, and, because it was trying to make it to Pennsylvania, but it only made as far as Route 70.
You know, nails we put out there worked?
I mean, it looked like a Beverly Hillbillies truck. I mean, it was in bad shape, and it was furniture and sofas and everything on the top of it, and I guess that's part of the federal response. But so far, I don't believe we're getting any of that waste.
Not significant.
Right now, I guess they're prohibited from bringing the waste
Flow
here.
control is still in effect in those
So you
counties.
can't bring it to Salem County, but you can take it across the state and take it to another county. So we would have to get relief by the state on that flow control issue to get that waste. I mean, we probably could help those counties out, but with legal limitations right now.
We'll have to approach the governor, he's the other guy, he could probably do it with snap of his fingers. But
Executive order would.
Well, that's what I mean, but I don't think he knows the problem.
Well, it would be good financially to South Jersey authorities, Cumberland and Salem and others that have capacity and are looking for customers.
Well,
To transfer those dollars to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania doesn't help us.
let's send him a letter. Right?
We're working it up with the commissioner of the DEP, because the commissioner of the DEP is the one who has the authorization to do that. But if you would like a letter sent to the governor's office.
Well, how's the luck?
They haven't moved yet.
We gotta shake the tree.
It'll be gone in 3 months, but.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll get
I
approval.
mean, they're piling it up now.
July 1st, we'll get
They're
approval.
piling it up in
Last
parking
month,
lots,
yeah, on the road.
Usually send a letter to the governor when he checked back with the DEP guy
Sure.
first.
Oh, yeah.
So we shouldn't skip anything.
And he was mad because he went up over his head.
Yes, I would be following the order.
And then, well,
Whatever we deem appropriate, I'd recommend.
yeah, let's see what's,
I mean, there's a surge coming right now, and it's, it's probably gonna be there for a few months, but then it'll all be gone.
Yeah.
I'm saying about 6 months is what they're anticipating for the worst of it.
I saw a video of the Brigantine Golf Course, really, they use their parking lot, it's unbelievable. It must be 50 feet high. I don't know how they, what's the angle of repose for furniture?
Trash is pretty steep.
But,
You can pile it up pretty steep.
anyhow, it's, there's a vermin issue and everything else with these communities, they gotta get this stuff.
you don't want that out there before Memorial Day.
It's good it's not
The
golf
Magic
season.
Day down there, Memorial Day, right?
Lou's making a note, I'm not golfing there for a while.
Yeah.
Stay away from there.
Some of the beaches are just pushing the sand right back on the
They
beach.
put it right back. Ocean City, right over.
Yeah,
I said, my buddy has a house down there.
Make sure you bring a thick blanket next time you go to lay on those beaches.
I told my buddy, I said, we got oil in there and all that stuff.
Sanitary
That's
waste.
Right on your,
Oil.
that's right on your beach. I said, I'm not going on your beach no more.
I read the article said it'll be naturally removed.
Right, that's right. All right, let's go.
Economic development, nothing really new to report other than beginning to gear up for the new strategic plan renewal.
Well, right, our strategic plan, we should start on that, like, no later than February 1st, so through this month, the proposal.
Ready to gear up. I mean, it's, in the past, what we did is, we interviewed all the municipalities, major businesses, and get all the information from them about their
Well,
plans.
why don't you get the outline together and we present it to the board at the next meeting and we could act on that, see what the board's pleasure is. Yeah, it won't be as intensive as the last one, I don't think, because really part of the information.
Yeah, I mean,
here.
it's an update of what we did before.
Right.
There hadn't been a strategic plan done in the county for a while. I think it was Patricia Knobloch had done one for the county prior to that, so it had been a while, maybe 10, 11 years. So it's just really updating, some new information that we have now with the rail line now gonna be finished. I mean, natural gas has changed, I mean, there's some infrastructure issues that we didn't know about 3 years ago that now would influence some of our thinking.
So, could you give us an outline of what,
I'll give you a proposal with
the
that,
proposal with the outline?
what the work would be.
We can put that on.
I mean, we can do it in a matter
Okay.
of 3 months, something like that.
All right, so,
Uh,
any other questions?
Just on the Finlaw building, I
Sorry.
did help out a little bit on that, made some suggestions to Jim with
All right, maybe you could stay at the closed session and talk about that. Where we-
we'll see how it.
How
far they
we're
went.
along.
That's fine.
Okay, any other questions of the economic development consultant? Hearing none, I'll, without objection, I'll order the report received and filed. Hearing no objections, so ordered. Okay. Okay, we have old business, we have a resolution authorizing charge-offs. That's collecting the money, so we're still holding off on that. New business. Amended 2012 capital budget. Debbie, give us about 30 seconds on that.
Sure. When we anticipated the project for the paving Gateway Boulevard, and our capital budget was well underway, we had not placed that into the capital budget. So this resolution will amend our 2012 capital budget and actually place those dollars back into the capital budget for the paving of the boulevard that we already did.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Move to second. Any question on the motion? Move to second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay.
What number is that,
144.
144. Okay, resolution introducing the solid waste division budget for 2013. And again, you know that this is not the final budget. This is a way to get the budget on the table. We have to have 2 hearings on it, so, or 1 hearing, adopt the 2 meetings. So what the process would be, to adopt this, go to our meeting in 28th of January, amend the budget that we decided at the work session or that work session or the other, and then adopt it. That would be the process, right?
Mr. Chairman, on the prior resolution, we do need a roll call for that.
Oh, I'm
amendment.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Let me stop. This is the resolution number 144 to amend the adopted 2012 budget, capital budget. You back that, we had motion and a second. We have a roll call vote.
John Ober,
Yes?
Michael Burke, Pete Burrows.
Yes.
Ron Howard,
Yeah.
Lee Schneider.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
No, me too.
And these need the roll calls also, don't they?
Yes.
Introductions, yeah. Okay, resolution introducing solid waste budget, okay. Where they at?
They are right in front of your sheet.
Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah. Okay, this is all, again, so where was I at? So, this will be amended, this will be considered from now till either our work session or our work session 28th. Once we make a final decision, we will amend this budget and finally adopt it hopefully on the 28th. And entertain a motion to introduce the budget.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions on the budget? Hearing none, take a roll call vote, please.
Michael Burke, Ron Howard,
Yeah.
John Ober,
Yes?
Lee Schneider,
Yes.
Pete Burrows.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution introducing economic development division budget, and that's the same explanation there. Entertain a motion.
Motion to introduce?
Second?
Second.
Moving second, roll call vote, please.
Michael Burke, Ron Howard,
Yeah.
John Ober,
Yes?
Lee Schneider,
Yes.
Pete Burrows.
Yes.
Okay. resolution introducing nursing home division budget. Same goes for this. Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion, second.
Second.
Moved to second. Any questions? Hearing no questions. Roll call vote, please.
Ron Howard,
Yes.
John Eber,
Yes.
Steve Snyder,
Yes.
Pete Rose.
Yes.
Okay, resolution approving customer refund. This is a big one now.
Where's this
The
one at?
afternoon yellow.
There you go, I got it, yeah. I got it.
No, you have tipping fees first.
That's a good one.
Yeah, tipping fees.
I didn't miss that. I'm sorry. We have a resolution adjusting tipping fees. Now, this amendment, or I'm sorry, this resolution is consistent with our adopted tipping fee last year. As you recall, we projected a 2% increase, and we've talked to the various municipalities and haulers, and they're, I guess, about happy about it, but they're not getting kicked and screamed about. Is that correct?
And it adjusts your type 10 waste types, which is your regular trash, your type 13, which is your bulky and your construction demolition debris, and it also adjusts your C23, which is your industrial type waste and animal processing. It does nothing to the recyclables. After discussions with Solid Waste Division Manager Linda, we decided that our prices right about where we want them for that, so that we can continue to bring the material to our facility without a significant expense to the Solid Waste Division, and then also not deter those materials from coming to us or going elsewhere. And the same with your tires and other things like that.
Motion to approve.
Approve,
Or adopt, to adopt.
Adopt, yeah. Have a second?
Second.
Move to second. Any question on the motion? Again, I'll just interject that these are pretty much along the lines we discussed last year. If you recall, we come up with our tipping fees. We didn't want to be up and down, over and about, so we tried to get a, strategy to have those small increases every year, rather than big giant jumps. So move to second. Again, any questions? Hearing no questions. Move to second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. No? Ayes have it. Ayes have it, right? Okay. That's tariff. Okay, here's the big one, customer refund. What's that, 35 hours?
No, the refund is for our Anderson Incorporated General Contractors, whose account has requested that it be closed. He's not done business with us for a number of years. He has a refund in our account of $515.26.
Okay. Entertain a motion to
So
refund.
moved.
Second.
Move to second. Any questions? Move to second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. I thought it was only 37 bucks.
That's
Is
the
there
That's the
another?
next one.
Oh. Oh, here's the one, 37, I knew there was one there. Okay, resolution authorizing liquidation, cancellation of account balance. Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Move to second. Any question on the motion? Move to second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, resolution authorizing amendment of name. Now, we've been talking about this thing for 2 years, so we got one. Where's that?
Go to.
That's quite a long name.
Well, you won't use it all.
Not today. Not today.
This way. There it is, okay. There we go. Okay. Let me go to where it is. I agree with you, but we're really not changing the name, we're registering a trade name, is that correct?
Yes, that's always my suggestion.
Yeah.
So that you don't
So
have-
the other thing we'll, in our correspondence, we'll just use Energy Production Resource Recovery Facility. So we put our sign up, that'll be that big, and Solid Waste Division will be that big, yeah?
Motion to approve.
The second,
Second.
motion, move to second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody has a better name, speak up now, or burn us like you're married. Speak up now, or forever hold your peace. But I know what's gonna happen next one, oh, we should've used this, oh, we should've used that.
Did one employee's come up with this name, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we considered an employee and a consultant partnership.
Oh, yeah, yeah, Phil threw something.
I was trying to figure out an acronym here.
Yeah, right, we're gonna try to get a super scupper or something like that.
You can always change it if better.
Okay, limit name, resolution authorizing the award of a contract pursuant to fair and open process, providing auditing services. That was the Bowman and Company.
So moved.
By the way, we took all these in, suggested here, we don't change, we're pretty happy with what was going on, we got people who know our business now finally, and, our costs are going down because we're doing a lot more stuff. We're getting stuff right, so we don't have the outside people to correct the stuff we're doing wrong inside, so. Okay, here, the motion,
Oh, wait, question. Are you talking about all the resolutions, including the attorney, solicitor?
no, one, just one at a time.
One at a time, okay.
Okay. This is for
Auditing services.
auditor, that's aye. Okay, so the motion,
Second.
second, move to second question. Hearing no question, move to second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, that's from, bond counsel. Our bond counsel was the same one, and he knows our business. He particularly knows the situation here, with the Finlaw building, which is a big part of our thing. He knows about the history of all the bond issues over the past. Give him a call, 2 seconds, get the answer. You know, somebody new, it'll be 2 hours, and they don't get the answer.
Motion approved.
Moved, here a second?
Second.
Moved and second, any questions on the motion?
Yeah, they said it will likely exceed 70,000. How much have they been in the past?
It depends on our bond issues. This year we used them very little because we did not issue bonds. We do have a potential refinancing coming up. And their rates are charged based on a flat fee per $1,000 of bond issue. So it's a sliding scale. We did receive 2 bids on bond counsel. We received Parker McKay, we received John Kudak as well.
Yeah, we're not a big fish to catch unless we have a big bond issue, which I don't see the county barring any, we won't be barring. Now, if you have a pass-through bond, perhaps there would be a piece, be a fee that might mean something,
But that would be
I think
paid
it's
for by
pretty
the applicant.
but would be paid by us, but
Project.
our bond counsel would handle it.
Right.
Sure, yeah, right. But as far as us paying out to them, you're very little. Matter of fact, you wonder why they take it. Okay, so that's done, right? Move in a second, we vote on it, right? Okay.
Well, I have, I'm a little slow sometimes.
Oh, I'm
right?
sorry.
Whereas the executive director has determined the certified writing that the value of these services will likely exceed $17,500. What did we pay this guy last year, you know?
I can run we did not exceed 17,500 this past year, but I'll be happy to run a vendor report for you. Because we
Yeah,
just did not do much work with them for bonding. We had some questions relative to the Finlaw financing, which was paid out of Finlaw.
So is he, is he on a retainer and then we would pay him subsequently?
There is no retainer. This is
Everybody's
strictly based
paid
on bond issue and hourly rate if we use them.
Yeah, there's a few people here, we hire them, never use them, yeah. To tell you the truth, I don't want to put on the record, if I had to guess, I don't think we'd pay them $5,000.
If I take Finlaw out, probably.
Yeah.
I'll run a report and I'll send it up to you tomorrow.
Okay, so we moved to second, where are we then?
We need to vote on it.
We have,
No, we haven't voted
it
yet.
was moved in second, all's in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Auditing, bond counsel. Legal services. Okay, this is Adam Telsey. Entertain a motion.
Same question there.
Okay.
How much did we pay Mr. Delsey last year?
His rate was $150 per hour.
That's interesting, because I'm trying to find out, the zoning back in Elmer, we're getting ready to hire a new guy, and I want to find out what the fee was, it's $150 per hour. No,
has not changed?
no retainer part, same number as last year.
Make a motion?
Okay, move, second. Any question on the motion? Hearing no question, move to second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, that's okay, got me, I did a little space between these.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'll do that next time. Little bigger
Resolution
font.
authorizing the award of a contract pursuant to fair and open process to provide, financial advisory services. That's next one, right? Yeah,
Yes.
all right, okay. Okay, we paid those people very little last year too, although they did
They
some.
did some analysis for us.
Yeah,
on
they did
landfill.
some, oh, that's right. Basically, what we use them for two things. Financial analysis to look at the cost of the landfill, whether we should go half the cell or full cell, revenues that are particularly experienced in authorities. And then also, they helped us get in the plan to invest our funds the same much. I mean, money's a lot, but the revenue is good report. Well, you'll see it in your budget, you'll see it. It's under 50,000, I think.
Motion approved?
Second.
Move in second. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, got it. Financial advisory, fair and enterprise provide economic development consultant services. That's Phil Brown. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Move in second. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, move in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Say aye.
What is the, is there an hourly rate here, Tim?
Yes, hourly rate.
And that is?
150.
Okay, we're gonna pull this one, human resource risk management. We don't quite understand that one, so we're gonna get that guy in and do a little better scope of work.
Need a motion to table, or you can skip it?
I don't think we need a motion to table, do we?
I would normally table.
Yeah, okay. Entertain a motion to table.
Table?
Second.
Move in second. Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, resolution authorizing the award of a contract pursuant to fair and open process to provide property casualty insurance brokerage services, SCIA. This is the same company we used a number of years. They seem to be giving us good service.
Motion approved?
Second.
Move in second. Any question on the motion? Move in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Resolution awarding contract to supply daily and intermediate cover for a solid waste division. Okay, and that came in at about what was that,
$8.15.
$8.15 per yard, which was a $7.70 last year, minor increase. We're kind of captive there because there's three bidders, but the cost is based on the distance from the landfill. Because you don't pay nothing for the fill, you pay for the transportation.
Yep.
So that's,
Motion to approve?
Second.
move in second. Any question on the motion? Move in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution awarding a contract for hauling, transportation, loading, leachate, and sewage. Same people, they were a little better, right, C&H? What did it go up, was it a minor amount?
0.002 cents per gallon. It was 0.0373 and it's 0.03.
So percentage wise, it's minuscule, right?
It's an increase.
Huh?
It's an increase, but
Yeah.
very modest. Compared to what the bids were, they were 0.05 and 0.06.
Yeah,
It's
right, yeah.
.00397, what was it before? Point,
0.0373.
That's what it was before.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
0397 now.
It's 10%.
0393, isn't it?
0397, it says in the book here.
0397 is what I got on the bid.
Oh, okay.
Okay, entertain a motion?
So moved.
Move, second. Any question on the motion? Move second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. By the way, once we start hauling over to the city, we'll take new bids.
.0275, it looks like right now, he's offering, right? So you see.
That's what his price is to us. He also gave us a quote in anticipation of the bid, which was a little bit higher than that, believe it or not.
We'll see.
So,
You know, well,
we have some options on it.
yeah, when you're hauling, and I noticed business, you know, a lot of your time is loading and unloading. Now, of course, you have the bridge toll, which is $37.50 per load, and that's, well, 10 cents a gallon, be $60, be 5 cents a gallon, or, no, 10 cents a gallon, be 7. You got plenty of gallons just for bridge toll, yeah? So that should come out, but anyway, we'll see how it works out. All right, we moved on that, right? Okay. Oh, the resolution establishes meeting dates for the annual reorganization, which is when?
February 18th, 2013.
Okay.
Motion approved.
Move second, any question? Move second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? That's it. Correspondence. Do you see the list? Any questions in correspondence? Hearing none, I'll order, without objection, order that received and filed. Hearing no objection, so ordered. What's the next item? Public comment. Groan or something?
Not here. She's not here.
I'll entertain a motion to open it up to the public.
So moved.
Move second, have a second. No one else here from the public. Anybody like a second? I'll second it. Move second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Okay, you know our rules, ask one question, give up the floor. Yes, everybody, yes, there are questions, back to the original person and so forth. Okay, here we go. Yes, sir. You got a man from the press here, you even got a badge, I see that.
And my name is John Evans.
Okay, all right. I used to know a guy named John Ford Evans, he moved out there.
I used to know that guy myself. You reorganized February 18th, is that, because that's, you have to wait until your authority year begins?
Yeah.
Statutory.
Wouldn't it be, or is it appropriate for you to make all of these professional appointments in a year before you organize for 2013, and the members who are on that board would have a right to vote?
Always done it that way, never done it the other way.
No, I understand all this, but I'm asking the question, wouldn't it be appropriate to wait until, see, if I did that, you would,
Well, yeah.
He's the chairman.
he gets to have a cell phone going?
No, I shut it down, I thought I did, but obviously I didn't.
In other words, there's gonna be an appointment that's made by the freeholders of a member, whatever party is in. And wouldn't it be appropriate to have all of the people who constitute the board in 2013 vote on these people, rather than to do it in advance?
Well, then who you gonna hire for the month of January and up till February?
Well, the contract for all of the appointments would go until the end of the authority year.
But they didn't, they went to the end of December.
Chairman, wouldn't the vote would stay the same anyway, one, maybe one.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the freeholders are gonna reappoint the same party.
That's true,
We've never
too.
known that. I mean, it's, you didn't already vote about it.
I get what you're saying, but January, something, got paid bills, we got things to do in January, but we should have done it last year, expiring January 31st or February 18th. I get it, but that's not what's happening right now. It's, we'd have to do it now for next year, so.
Yeah. Okay, what we got? Anybody else? Hearing nobody else, go back to the same person.
Would you like my name again?
No, we don't have.
You raise tipping fees. Is there any requirement that you publish notice in advance of doing that so that the public knows that you're raising them? Or that you hold a hearing so that the public can have a voice in the tipping fee?
No, there's no requirement either way, but we will publish them. That'll be done.
No requirement that you give the notice of any kind to the public in advance?
Well, we gave notice in that we advertised the agenda. That is notice.
Is there a statement in the agenda, excuse me, is there a statement in the agenda which says what tipping fees will be what?
No, all you gotta do is come to the meeting, you would know.
But that isn't really notice, is it?
It's notice, it's not required, it's not required by statute.
Okay.
What the public process should be is if people have concerns of the tipping fees, like if they're not fair, what they wanna do is start coming to the meetings in October and November and asking questions, which we will gladly answer, and they will gladly take any input that they have when we consider the rates at the end of every year.
Yeah, and let's face it, we have the lowest rates in the state. I mean, so nobody's so excited about it. And the people who pay the rate are the haulers, albeit the household finally pays it, but the haulers pay it. Yeah, they can kick them down a little bit, but they know to come to the meeting.
They always come to the meetings, we always consult them and let them know what
Yeah.
our feelings are, and we listen to their concerns,
Yeah.
and we're always open to any suggestions.
But they're happy to come here as opposed to going elsewhere because of a lot of our rates. And quite a bit of it. Yeah.
And everybody's gotta remember, we're not a charity, we're a business,
Right.
and we have to have our numbers come out in the end.
Yeah. Our goal is to lower rates. We're lucky we're able to keep them where we are. Yeah. Okay, yes, sir.
Dale Cross, Pennsville. Mr. Chairperson, if I could, Mr. Chairman, if I could, to eliminate any confusion, we had the email go back and forth this week. As far as this, the report and the Madam Director of the Freeholder Board has asked to have all the reports and such that is handed out at the meeting moving forward, so that a nice smooth transition into
Yeah, what we're gonna do,
2013.
what you get, we're gonna send an identical copy over there.
Could you please send an identical copy, because up to this point, according to Madam Director, it was my job to take this and take it over, put it in the binder. I refer to this, I scribble notes on it and everything else, so I'm all for
So-
not printing,
Yeah.
unnecessary materials, but I think it's worthy of
Yeah.
a copy.
Do you want you to take it, or should we take it
You
over?
folks can
Send it over there?
send it over there when you send the minutes over.
That's a good point, that's good, yeah.
Thank you.
Now also, but she asked for minutes of our subcommittee meeting, we don't have minutes.
Executive session?
No, we didn't
Or-
send that.
Okay. So-
Of our minutes, the minutes are here when we give the reports. Each chairman gives a report, so that is the minutes. If there
Yeah,
are
basically,
minutes.
it's a report that's in here, correct?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
The open session,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
agenda.
Right.
And the closed session minutes are not available until such time as they're made
Until they're
public.
resolved.
Okay. No problem there. Anything else? Well, hold on, do we close, we didn't close the, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
I see that one of the items is for Economic Development Associates to receive, being paid $4,515 in a check. On the first page of this check register, I guess you would call it. They're also being paid $1,575, and finally, they're also being paid $1,410. What are those three different charges for?
Debbie, could you?
Those charges are split between the divisions based on the work that the consultant does for us. So when he's working in the Economic Development Division, those hours are charged to Economic Development. When he's working in solid waste on the marketing, those hours are charged to Solid Waste Division, and the same for nursing home.
So the last one is professional services for nursing home, but I thought didn't you just say that basically you're out of that business, all you're doing is paying for pensions and health?
No, I said these were the last bills, there shouldn't be any in the future except for a pension, and we said the consultant, not him, the other consultant, what we call him, the Lancaster Group, Oh, wait a minute, that's who that bill is for, is Lancaster
No,
Group?
this is for,
Oh, is it, okay.
yeah, ED.
The Lancaster Group, they're a consultant also, and they definitely will have another bill next year because of the audit, they're assisting us.
My question then is, what did the Economic Development Associates do for the nursing home that is no longer in business?
I can answer, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
You had asked me to put together a recap report,
Oh, there
the
you
whole
go.
history of
Yeah.
the nursing home.
That was the report that we gave to the freeholder board, which was required by the freeholder board, our year-end report, which was required in September. That's exactly right, I forgot about that. And we did give that to them. Now, in years past, that wasn't always given, okay, that report. And this report was a little more extensive because it was for the whole period that we had the nursing home, 3-4 years. So that's what that was for, yeah.
We also researched the history of the nursing home, how the county got in the business.
Right.
And about Medicare, Medicaid, and everything like that. So
It was a recap of all the costs and had to do really with the settlement of the financial settlement. Because when we went there, we handed that in as required in September. And we said, here's the final bill.
So, you had no in-house capacity to be able to do that, that's why,
Because he knew the history. When we let our previous executive director go, he filled in for an interim period, 2 or 3 months, I just forget, what was, how long was it?
about 3 months.
3 months. So he was intimately involved in 1, the managing of it for 3 months, and 2, the sale of it. So what he knew in minutes would have taken us months to do.
Took a few
So-
hours.
that was
It would have taken us, I mean, you knew the numbers, that were right where to go. It would have taken us, and I'll tell you, it wouldn't be hours, but weeks. Yeah, but that's the reason for that.
he prepared a report which you then submitted to the freeholders. Is that
Correct.
Correct, okay, thank you.
He assisted in it, we did prepare some of it also.
Yeah, I mean, it was edited and reviewed.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Public, entertain a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
Moving second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to go in
Before we
close.
go into closed session,
I'm sorry, yes?
being this is the last meeting of the year, I'd just like to thank you, Chairman, meeting you and all the knowledge that you have. You've done a wonderful job running this board, and you're like an encyclopedia. You know everybody through your personal businesses and your past political history. It was a pleasure working with you, and I think you did a wonderful job. And again, I'd like to say that about Debbie too. She did an executive director, turned this around, this everything that's going on around, and did a wonderful job. And our secretary, thank you very much, and other board members, and our professionals, and our employees are excellent. We really appreciate everything our employees do, and our professionals made us look really good. You guys are top notch, economic development, everything. I'd like to thank everybody. It was a pleasure serving on this board. Because when we got started, it was a rough ride, but
Thank you
getting
for
down
the
to the end,
comment.
everything's really
Thank you
clear.
very seldom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very seldom. And we're gonna see how, a few weeks, we'll see how the employees still think.
No, I think they understand what we, the challenges that we have. They understand completely.
Okay, so closed session will involve the Finlaw building, pays,
That's it.
that's it, right?
And we're really in what?
Second,
What was the last thing, second?
pay,
Employee wages.
employee raises, in general, not individually.
Motion to go into executive session?
Can I assist Economic Development Division Manager to stay for the Stand Up for Salem?
Well, yes, I thought I missed that, yeah.
So,
We're okay talking about.
Let's go into closing. I want to find out what this is about, and then we'll decide whether or not we discuss it.
Okay.
I didn't review this before the meeting, closed session, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
I don't understand why you're going into closed session. I believe you're supposed to try to say with relative specificity. So when you say the Finlaw building,
The contract, which we talked about here, the contract negotiations with the owners of the Finlaw building, whether we're going to continue to manage it next year or not, and if so, at what rates. But fees.
It's contractual, it's a contract issues, that's why,
Well,
and it's set forth in the resolution.
that wasn't included, they normally include that on the
I think it's a
agenda.
fair question, and that's why we're explaining, if you didn't get it, it's to discuss contract issues. That's why it's being discussed in closed session.
Contract negotiations, then, is that what, as the
I'm
chairman said?
not sure if it's contract
It
negotiations
is contract
or issues regarding
negotiations
the
and
contract
attorney-client
itself.
privilege pursuant to NJSA 10:412B7, discussion of support agreement with Stand Up for Sound.
Mr. Chairman, point of order, can we do the motion and then we can have discussion?
Yeah, okay, we're.
I made the motion
To
and
move
also
it.
includes our director, and then we'll have a second and then we'll.
Okay, moved and seconded in the closed session. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, the reason for going to closed session is for contract negotiation with, what do you call this outfit? Stand Up for Sound is the entity that owns it. We have provided service for them. That contract will end December 31st. Okay, we have to decide whether we're going to renew it or not, or for a term, and for how much, or whatever. Okay, that's what that.
Thank you very much, then that's very clear, I understand it. The second part, if, as I understood, you said you're going to propose to give raises to the employees.
No. We're going to discuss if there will be raises proposed,
Okay, well, why is that closed session?
because
We're gonna discuss that, we may not, I'm not sure if that's gonna be in closed session or not, I wanna find out what it is that they wanna discuss, and then, we may not have that in closed session, and come out and do that in open session.
Okay, then are you gonna come out from closed session and take some form of action?
we hadn't intended to.
Any action with respect to any of these items?
No.
No, these are discussion items only.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, everybody's excused except for Phil, for the first part of it anyway.
Happy holidays to you.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Oh, Jim, I'm sorry, Jim,
Thank you.
yeah, you're going to stay there, I'm sorry.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, what were you doing there?
Take care.
Merry Christmas.